I've had questions. Questions. Some about my email writing course sent, but mostly, am I available for sign writing? Because, look at that. 3 colours and shading. It's a gift. So I thought I'd answer a bunch of your questions about Sent, my email marketing course. It closes in a couple of days on Friday the 13th of August. God, superstitious. And rather than write a big old email, ironically, I thought I'd just shoot a video answering some of the most popular questions I get. First one is, how does the course work? Well, it's super simple. It's just an approach. Sent is my approach to writing an email. It's just one approach. I want to make it as easy as possible. I've not been a copywriter for years and years and years with all these kind of underground techniques. I'm just a guy who used to be a magician who now gets paid to write emails for some of the most famous marketers on the planet. And this is how I did it. This is my approach to email writing. It's not the approach. It's not the best approach. It's just an approach. It's one I think works really well. So rather than put it in a membership area or something like that, I thought, it's about email. So why don't I just give it to you via email? So every single day for 15 days, you'll get a daily email. Daily email will have everything you need to understand this approach, including links to videos and, extra stuff, PDFs and all this kind of stuff. You'll get all the links you need. But I wanted to give it to you via email because that's the medium I want you to work in. I don't want you off in a membership area blasting through videos at, a phenomenal rate. I want you in your inbox, getting familiar with that and hitting, reply and doing all that kind of stuff. I want, it's about email, so it should be an email. So it starts as soon as you do. You'll get day 0 straight away and then day 1. It's not everybody starts on the same day, because the biggest barrier, one of the biggest barriers people have about email is, and marketing in general, is we're too busy looking at what everybody else is doing. And I don't want that for this course. I don't want that for you. So if you're struggling to write an email that sounds like you wrote it, you don't need to know what everybody else is doing. You don't need to be in a membership area. I can do that one-on-one. And that's the best way of doing it. So you're not worried about what else is going on. You're just focusing on writing an email that sounds like you. Now, the next question leads on to this, which is, I saw on the sales page, 13,000 words in total. That sounds a bit heavy going, is it? The first time I came up with the idea for this course, I thought, I'll do it in 15-minute daily bite-sized chunks. No way in hell that was going to happen. And in fact, the main complaint I had during the first round of this course was, this is a lot more work than I expected. Not work as in, like, oh my God, there's so much here, but because there was a lot of information, I literally gave everything. I started out thinking it would be 15-minute bite-sized chunks, but really I just kept giving more and more and more. And it's not heavy going by any stretch, because by day 2, you'll learn the exact principle you need to write a killer email. It's not like you have to absorb all 15 days and then you're able to write an email. By day 2, you'll know how to write a good email. The rest is just finessing and looking at various angles and stuff like that to make it even better. But as you'll see on day 2, you'll be so depressed when you see the checklist that I give you, because it's not revolutionary, but it is a game changer, which kind of sounds a bit of a paradox, but you'll understand if you sign up for the course. So yeah, there is a lot of words because I wanted to give you everything, and there's a lot of videos that go with it because I want to walk through the entire process. But make no mistake, you'll be up and running pretty darn fast if you follow it. Like I say, day 2, you'll know how to write an email. Job done. Didn't you used to offer personal feedback? What the heck happened to that? Yes, I did. So the first time I ran this course, I wanted it to be good. Like most people who run a course, and the best way I thought I could do that and check in with the people who were on the course was to offer daily feedback. So there's a task at the end of each day that I want you to do. Now there's no feedback for this, but previously I asked people to reply. That was just my way of gauging if what I was teaching it well. And I've done that twice now. And after running it for 2 times, the only thing I realized was the only complaint people had was there was a lot of information. And, like I say, it's not hard to get started. By day 2, you'll be up and running. But since I promised them the first time round that this would be bite-sized little things, like almost like an intro to email copywriting, but it's so much more than that. So that was the only thing. So there's no need for personal feedback because you don't. The whole thing is like getting out of your own head. I want you to just go, right, okay, I know what's in an email. You'll learn that on day 2. You'll know what makes up an email, every single email. Once you've got that, you just need the confidence to hit send. And constantly coming back to me back and forward, oh, should I do this? Should I do that? Most of the time, copywriters have no idea what's going to work. We send it and see what happens. And I want you to get into that mind frame as well. That's what it is. I want you to forget about worrying about what other people are doing or what's going to happen or trying to reach for perfection. There's a lot of mind blocks that come with marketing your own business, and I want to help you get those out of the way. And so the personal feedback can get in the way of that. The course will show you everything you need to know. You just got to send it and see what happens. So that's why there's no personal feedback. Plus, of course, you know, if you sign up for Sent and have a question like, why are we doing this, or I don't get this, you can email me and ask. I'm not going to be an arse about it, obviously. I want you to get the most out of this course as you can. Is there a Facebook group where we can meet other students to network, compare ideas, and share our favourite doily patterns? No, there isn't a Facebook group for most of the reasons I just said about the personal feedback. Though now you've mentioned the doily thing, networking with doily patterns would be the way to go. Yeah, I don't want you to... it's the same reason for the reduced personal feedback. One of the biggest barriers people have is too busy looking at what other people are doing. How does my marketing rack up against my competition? You'll never get anywhere in marketing by comparing yourself to other people. You can learn from other people, but if it's holding you back and stopping you from clicking send, then you've got a problem. And the thing is, even though I don't advertise the course sent to copywriters, a few people do sign up. So imagine if you're a brand new business owner, you're a freelancer, you've just heard about email marketing, you don't know where the hell you're doing, and you enter this group, you join Sent, it's an intro to copywriting, and on the other side of the room, there's these email copywriters that are like way ahead of you, and they're posting stuff and asking questions, and suddenly you're like this, oh my god, I'm way out of my depth. Suddenly you go further back. So I didn't want that to happen because everybody's at different stages, but just because you're at different stages doesn't mean that you can't start sending an email. So I didn't want a Facebook group because it's not, you don't need support from anybody else. You just need a framework to write good emails and then start sending and then paying attention to your audience. You don't need a support group for that. So there is no Facebook group. Go and find your doily patterns comparison sites elsewhere, I'm afraid. I'm a terrible writer. Does that matter? I'd love that if you'd made a spelling mistake in that question, but it's grammatically perfect as well. So much comedy potential. Yeah, I get this a lot. I'm not a great writer. I failed English at high school and all this kind of stuff. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We think copywriting is this kind of, I often call it like a safe cracking thing, a precise combination of words and phrases. We have to get in exactly the right order. Otherwise, it's for nothing. It's like fail or pass kind of thing. And if you think about the emails you write, or the emails you like, or the people you follow, you probably don't like them or buy from them just because they've got a magical combination of words or they're great at sign writing. It's not a magical combination of words that does it. It's a feel thing. You read their emails and you go, I like this person. Or you read their social media posts and you go, oh, this person gets me. It's not a precise combination of words. It's not grammar. It's not spelling. Some of the best copywriters on the planet don't give a crap about grammar. They'll put stuff all over the place. It's a mess. It's the feel thing. It's about tapping into the emotions, tapping into the pain points, being clear on your message, and using humor and all these different tools that, even though they sound complicated, once you actually look at them, they're really simple. And like I say, on day 2, I'll give you the exact checklist that will make this a whole lot easier on Send. So don't worry if you're a terrible writer. It doesn't matter, because communication is a feel thing rather than a precise combination of words thing. People will forgive you for stuff like that. And very often, when you're a terrible writer, you actually have an advantage because while everybody else is fretting about spelling and grammar mistakes and all that kind of stuff, you're there chucking out content and emails that really resonates with people because you don't give a damn about this, but you know what works. And it gives people a reason to choose you. And that's what we're all after. So don't worry about being a terrible writer. Are there no templates? Really? Yeah. So this is linked to this, the idea of a terrible writer. You've got to give people a reason to choose you. And it's not about spelling and grammar. And if we're all using the same templates, if everybody in your market is using the same templates that they bought off a Facebook ad for $27, how are your customers meant to choose you over the other person? You're all using the same template, so you all look the same. You've got to give people a reason to choose you. You've got to come up with how would I say this? Your customers choose people because of a reason. It's the edges. It's the edges, like the spelling mistakes or the fact that you don't sound like anybody else. These are the edges that make people look at you and go, oh, I want you because. Got to give people a reason to choose you. And it's the edges where this kind of stuff happens. So when you use templates, not only will Google eventually get smarter to this, and spam boxes will notice that everybody else is opening their emails the same way, and this is following a certain pattern, so this must be, promo. Google and AI is only going to get smarter. And before it takes over humanity, and even robs us of our sign writing jobs, before it takes over humanity, it will spot when a template's being used. So why not just learn how to write an email that only you could write? Why not? It's not that hard. And like I say, you don't need to be a great writer. You don't need to spelling, grammar, and all that kind of stuff. You just need to write an email that sounds like you. Nobody else can do that, and that's what's going to make customers fall in love with you. So that's why there are no templates. In fact, there is one, which is the sorry I've been shit template, which is something you can use to send to your list if you've not emailed them in yonks. So no templates. Will it fit my niche? Will it fit my niche? Now, I hadn't thought about this question, but this is a really good one. Let me put this bluntly. Scent cares not for your niches. Doesn't give a damn. The thing is, Scent is about communicating with your audience. Doesn't matter whether they're plumbers, electricians, doily fanciers, bell ringers, sign writers, playing card manufacturers. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because every single audience, every single email gets read by one person. And again, it comes back to the checklist on day 2 that we'll expand on as we go through the course. Once you know the fundamentals about writing an email, it doesn't matter who you're writing it to. It doesn't matter what niche you're in, whether you have a product, a service, a book to sell, a course, it doesn't matter. Email is read by one person. It's a person-to-person communication. Once you get that down, and it's not complicated, once you get that down and you follow the plan and you learn about how to write a good email, then you can do it anytime, any place, anywhere. It's not niche dependent. So if you're thinking, well, I sell cartography guides from the 1600s, doesn't matter. It's about tapping into what that person needs and writing an email that makes them sit up and go, oh, I like this. Yeah, that's what this course is about. It's about writing an email that only you can write. The kind of email that whatever market you're in, your readers look at and go, this is awesome. That's what it is. Doesn't matter what kind of niche you're in. Will you help me write faster? I like that. Will it help me write faster? Yes, but let's take the focus off that for a second. Everybody talks about doing stuff faster, especially in email marketing. It's not like nobody seems to ask how many sales did your email make. It's like, how long does it take you to write your daily email? So you'll have people who say 20 minutes. Then this is a 10-minute work day over here. Then this guy writes an email at the time he's having his morning dump and, all this kind of stuff. It's like a badge of bravado. It's like 6-minute apps, 5-minute apps, 4-minute apps. It's the wrong question, okay? Because it doesn't matter how long it takes you to write an email. If you hate doing it and it's a nightmare doing it and it doesn't get you any results, what's the point? So let's change the question. Let's make it easier. Let's change the question to, how can I write an email that's easy, that's a doddle, that I can face the blank page on my laptop, stare at the flashing cursor of doom, and in whatever amount of time, effortlessly crank out an email that gets me sales, that resonates with my subscribers, that kind of thing. Let's change that question. So that's what Sent will do. It will make your email writing a whole lot easier, probably profitable as well. But once you have a system, once you've got a checklist, a framework that you know works, one that removes any of the mindset things about worrying about the blank page and stuff like that, once you have a straight line system that stops you deviating as you wander off and, just adds minutes to your writing time. Once you have a system, a straight line system, your writing will get faster. But that's not the thing I want you to focus on. I want you to focus on writing better emails easier than ever. Make it a doddle and it will be faster, but I don't want you to focus on speed because that's not what it's about. We're in business to make money, and email marketing is a great way of doing that. But if you think it's about speed, you're focusing on the wrong thing. So it will help you write faster, but let's focus on writing better emails and making your life easier. I think that's a better question. I think that's it. That's most of them. So, hope you found it useful. Like I say, the doors close for Sent on Friday the 13th of August, which is 2 days away from now, at midnight. If you've got any questions, fire them at me. I'll see if I can put a link to the sales page below, like even on the video. That's a bit bold for me when it comes to video editing, but there's got to be a way I can just kind of put the thing there. We'll see how it goes. But if you've got any questions, wherever you're seeing this, just fire it at me and I'm happy to help. But yeah, hope you found this useful.